Understanding how to retrieve a confiscated firearm in Maryland is crucial for gun owners. Firearms can be legally seized in Maryland for several reasons, including extreme risk protection orders, criminal investigations, or mental health concerns. An extreme risk protection order, or red flag law, allows a court to order the temporary seizure of firearms. Law enforcement may also seize firearms as evidence during a criminal investigation or arrest. Furthermore, firearms can be forfeited after criminal charges if they are tied to a crime, with Maryland law providing for summary forfeiture in certain cases. If an individual is committed due to mental health concerns and deemed dangerous, they may be required to surrender their firearms. Now, let's explore the Maryland recovery process for getting your gun back, depending on the specific situation. If your firearm was seized under an ERPO, Maryland Public Safety Section 5 to 608 allows you to request its return once the order expires or is terminated. The agency must verify you are not prohibited from owning a firearm before returning it. There are specific time limits for return, within 14 days after an interim or temporary ERPO expires, and within 48 hours after a final ERPO expires. If someone else claims the gun, they can retrieve it if they prove ownership and are legally allowed to possess it. For firearms seized during a criminal case, Maryland Criminal Procedure Section 12 to 203 permits the owner to make a written request to the seizing authority for its return. Upon receiving your request, the agency has 60 days to decide whether to return the property, file a forfeiture complaint, or hold it as evidence. If the firearm is needed as evidence, it might not be returned until after the case is resolved. If the case is dismissed or you are acquitted, Maryland Criminal Law Section 5 to 621 states the forfeiting authority should return the gun within 90 days, unless there's another legal reason not to. If your firearm was relinquished due to a mental health order, law enforcement may review its return after the restriction ends. If you were prohibited from owning a gun due to a commitment, you might need to apply to restore your firearm rights through Maryland's Firearm Restoration Unit. You'll need to submit required documentation, such as mental health assessments and certifications. The Firearms Rights Restoration Board reviews applications and typically sends a decision within 60 days once your application is complete. If denied, you can request a judicial hearing within 30 days. Legal tools like replevin or detinu allow you to file a civil lawsuit to get your property back or its value. Obtaining legal representation is highly recommended, especially in criminal or mental health-related confiscations. Even if you request return, the agency may refuse if you are legally prohibited from having a gun. If the firearm is held as evidence, its return may be delayed until after a trial or case resolution. Background checks are often required before return, particularly for ERPO seizures. Missing procedural deadlines, such as the 60-day request window, could lead to losing your rights to demand return. Maryland does provide a legal path to get your gun back in many seizure scenarios, but it is not automatic. Whether it's an ERPO, criminal case, or mental health order, you must follow statutory steps, including written requests in proper forms. Having a lawyer, or at least knowing the proper legal process, makes a significant difference. There is also a dedicated restoration board for gun rights if you've lost them due to mental health reasons. Navigating these processes effectively requires diligence and understanding of Maryland's specific laws.